Okay, Kelly, here's our next video. It's a manhood video, but really this video could be for anybody. Because what we want to talk to you about today is only quality people. The OQP. The OQP. Rules, manhood rules to live by. Because I want you to know that it's very important who you're around. The people you're around make all the difference in how successful you are. First of all, you need to know the relationships either lift you up or they pull you down. There are some people who lift you up and there are some people who pull you down. And you got to be able to figure out which people are which and stay away from the ones who pull you down, because they're not going to help you to be the best that you can be. Be the strong person, the successful person that you can be. And sometimes there might be people you care about or you learn to love or whatever. But you have to learn to stay away from those who pull you down and look for those who lift you up. Everyone's not your friend. So what you got to do is you got to be very, very, very suspicious. You got to watch them and listen to them and see what they're like before you trust them. Don't just trust everybody, because everybody is not your friend. You can't just be, there's a difference between having a friend and there's some people that are just called acquaintances. Acquaintances are people that you meet and you get to know and you talk to. You might have a class with them and you like them or whatever. But a friend is something very different. It's a serious thing that you have. It's something that you have with somebody where you trust them. You talk to them about things in your life that's personal, and you know that they're gonna give back to you, they're going to help you, they're going to love you and tell you what you need to know, even when you don't like what you're hearing them say. They're saying it because they're doing things in your best interest. They're not just smiling in your face and then going behind your back talking about you or doing things. So let's take a look at some of the things that we're going to look for. Because toxic people that you need to keep out of your life. We're going to talk about what those toxic people are. Okay? Number one is the wild one. You want to stay away from them wild people. Look at that girl laying out on the curb, all drunk and everything. That's the kind of people you want to stay away from. Yeah, they might be lots of fun and they do all these crazy things and you laugh at them. But if you are this guy, then whatever the wild one is doing, you can get in just as much trouble as the wild one is. Don't let the wild one make you a wild one. Okay? Look at her. That's not what we want to do, okay? Next kind of person you want to stay away from is a complainer. And that's kind of you a lot of times, Kelly. You complain a lot. People don't like to be around people who complain. It makes them feel bad. It makes them feel annoyed. It's not a good feeling.
Yeah, because they absorb your energy.
They absorb your energy. So stay away from those other people who complain a lot too. Look at that one that says, I'm never happy unless I have something to complain about. Okay? We want to stay away from people like that. The next one is dishonest people. Look at that one. Who is that? You know who that is? That's Pinocchio, right? Every time he tells a lie, what happens to his nose? It gets longer and longer. Those people that are dishonest and compulsive liars, stay away from them. Okay? Next kind of person you want to stay away from, what do you think that is right there? What is that, Mom? That picture?
A robber?
A robber. A person who is a thief.
Commits crime.
Criminals. If you're around them, when they do something bad,
you're an accomplice.
You get to go to jail too.
Even if you don't do anything.
Even if you didn't do it.
Guilty
it's called guilty by association. Right, Mom? Good job. Guilty by association. So stay away from people who are criminals, people who do illegal things. If there's some kids stealing in the store, you better get away from them. You better leave. Because if they get caught stealing, guess what? They're going to assume you stealing too, even if you weren't. So stay away from criminals.
Or talk them out of it.
Stay away from drug users. You don't want to be around people who use drugs either. Because they will eventually try to talk you into doing it. Even if you don't want to do it, what fun is it being around people all drugged up? And these are different types of drugs. That's marijuana, that's pills that she cracked up, and this is called cocaine. He's snorting it, and they're drinking beer, all kinds of alcohol, and she's shooting a needle in her arm of drugs. So all those people are drug users. You stay away from them.
You
That's
can catch
negative.
disease that way too.
You sure can. You can catch diseases and die. Okay? Look at this next one. This one is called a cynic. Mom, what's a cynic?
Kind of like Kelly.
Someone who has all this
Everything's
negative emotions and they push it out to everybody. I'm ashamed, I'm afraid, I'm guilty. They just cynical about everything.
Like you say something and then they find out something to say about that's something that is negative.
They find
It's kinda
something
sad.
to say about everything negative.
Like, look at the beautiful sky. And then Kelly responds, no, it's actually ugly. Let's go to church because church makes me feel good. No, church is boring.
That's what a cynic is. So mom is saying sometimes you act like that, Kelly, so don't be surprised if people don't want to be around you because you act cynical sometimes. So we got to get out of that. Let's look at the next one. The rager. There's some people with bad anger problems and they just go off and they yell and they cuss and they scream about all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, like somebody is driving and then they cut in front of you. You wanted to shoot them. That's a rage.
Uh-huh. Stay away from those kind of people.
Yeah, and those people that says, I'm going to kill him.
And stay away from girls who have bad anger problems because sometimes those kind of girls will get in your face and hit you and stuff. And we taught you not to hit girls, so that wouldn't be a good thing. So stay away from those people with anger problems. The next one is a drama queen. Mom, what's a drama queen?
Drama queen is someone who always makes drama about everything.
They just finds the problems in everything that's going on. Oh my God, look at this. Oh, look at that.
Oh, my nails.
Oh, my nails. Oh, this hurt. Oh, you did that to me.
Wait. I need a new set of wardrobe.
The drama queen. Stay away from those kind of girls. They're nothing but trouble.
I'm always the victim.
They are.
It's not just girls. Guys can be drama queens too.
Okay.
You hear Alexis? Alexis says guys can be drama queens too. Alexis, what's an example of a guy being a drama queen? What kind of things?
Everybody hates me. I have the best grades in town, but everybody hates me. My mom, everybody.
Gosh, being a good-looking white male is so difficult. I hate it. My life is so hard. God, having a really high IQ, a perfect GPA, and rich parents is the worst.
My daddy only gave me $1 million.
Alright, the next one is selfish people. Kelly, stay away from selfish people. Those people that say me. It's impossible to be both selfish and happy. So was that saying that selfish people are unhappy? They don't want to share things.
Like Drake.
Be a sharing person. Okay? Not a selfish person. And stay away from those people who are selfish. Because they will make you feel bad. And when you're giving to them and you're doing things for them, they won't appreciate it. Because they think they expect you to do it anyway for them. Next one is bullies. Stay away from bullies and people who gossip. Okay? These people usually don't feel good about themselves, so they have to beat up and be mean to other people to try to make themselves feel better. That's not the kind of person you want to be around. Stay away from bullies. And look at those girls gossiping at this other girl. They're making fun of her. That's mean. That's a type of being a bully. People when they gossip. Stay away from them. And stay away from people that suck the energy out of you. You probably won't understand this right now, but there are some people who do some of those other things we talked about earlier, who complain all the time, who's cynical, who do some of those things that we talked about. And when they do that and you're around them, you just feel yucky and they just suck all your energy out. You don't feel good when you're around them. So stay away from people who suck the energy out of you. Okay? Stay away from lazy, irresponsible people with no goals. Because they're likely to pull you down and make you not have goals. You want to be with people who lift you up, who are always doing something positive and have some kind of goal. See, that's a good example there. What's that guy's name from the cartoons?
Bart.
Bart Simpson.
No,
that's not Bart. That's his father.
I forget his name.
Anyway, that's a good example of a person who's lazy with no goals. Look at this guy. He's got a job. He's got his feet up on the desk, and he's lazy with no goals.
That looks like me.
And look at this one. People who just throw money away, spending it on all kinds of stuff.
Like tipping too high.
Irresponsible with no goals. They got to have something to do with that money. Okay? it's hard to counteract negative information, Kelly. Too many of us never reach our goals and dreams because people suck the energy out of us, like I said earlier. If one person tell you that you can't do something, a lot of times it takes 5 people to tell you that you can or counteract the negative 1 person that told you you couldn't. Sometimes you have to believe in the person who believes in you, because you don't have yourself until your own beliefs kicks in. We need you to get back up when you're pushed down. Okay? You have to get up when you're pushed down. Okay? Because time's going to get tough sometimes, but you got to get up. Now, according to the laws of physics, a bumblebee is not supposed to be able to fly because the wings are too small to support the weight of the body. But the bumblebee doesn't know that. So the point of this is, if you believe in reaching your goals, you can find a way to reach it, even if it seems impossible, like that bumblebee. But you gotta be hungry. People are hungry or willing to do things that others won't do. See, you gotta be hungry. Okay? Now you know I'm a boxing fan, and if you study the best boxers in the world, they're usually poor people. Remember this guy here? This Manny Pacquiao. He come from the Philippines, a really poor family and everything, but he got out of poverty by boxing his way out. I've never heard of a good rich boxer, because there's a lot of sacrifices to take in boxing and the obstacles that you have to do. And rich people usually aren't willing to do that. So that's why usually you don't have the really best boxers that are rich, because all the kind of preparing and all the things you have to do, rich people aren't willing to do it because they got money that allow them not to have to be hungry. So sometimes to be the best, you gotta be hungry. You gotta want it more than anybody else and be able to do whatever it takes as long as it takes to get what it done. So the current question is, what makes you happy? Now I know, Kelly, we talked about some people like clothes that makes them happy, fancy cars, you know, for your sake, video games, and even lots of money. If those are the things that make you happy, then you're going to be in trouble. Because you're going to find that these things don't make you happy. Money can't buy happiness. If money could buy happiness, then rich people will be happy. All rich people will be happy. But all rich people aren't happy. You can't give your happiness. Those kind of things can only give you temporary satisfaction, not happiness. If it's something like shoes or a car, and you want to get it eventually, that excitement is going to go away after you have it for a while. It's going to wear off. So what I'm trying to say is, those things don't buy happiness. Happiness comes from within. If you want a lot of money to pay your bills, to help pay your sick mother or something like that, maybe you can get happiness from helping someone else. But just by buying things, you won't get happiness. There are 3 things that I think that are cores that give you true happiness. Number 1 is when you spend time with God and people that you care about. That can truly give you happiness. Give you happiness that no money could ever give you. You see what it says here? God has created us for intimate friendship with Himself. If you spend time with God, you can be happy. When you spend time with your family and close friends, that's happiness. Money can't replace that. The second thing that'll give you happiness is sharing your thoughts and feelings with God and with others. When I spend time with you and Mom and the other girls, those things give me happiness. That's what I do. I share who I am. I tell them what I think.
Other girls?
What I feel. Nashka and Alexis are the other girls I'm talking about, Mom. When I share who I am, I talk to you all the time. That's why I talk to you. Because in order to know me, you have to talk to me. So I ask you a lot of questions. You know who I am. I know who you are because I ask you what your thoughts are. The way you get to know God is to pray to Him, to read about Him, to know Him, to love Him, and to serve Him. That's how you share your thoughts and feelings with God. That's what give you happiness. And the last one is when you give to others. When you give to God by helping His people, and you give to others, your family, your friends. That's why on Christmas people are happy. Because the greatest joy in Christmas is not getting gifts, but it's being able to give people gifts. So giving to other people can give you happiness. Other than those three things, I don't know much else can really make you happy. Most of those other things that you know that you think is happiness is just temporary satisfaction. So let me talk to you about this. You can be poor and happy at the same time. See how they are? Mom grew up around her family in the Philippines that were really poor. But a lot of those poor people were happy without having much of anything in the world. Why? Because they did have those three things that I told you about. They had each other, they had time, they shared their thoughts and feelings with each other, and they gave to each other. Even though they had very little, they gave to each other. And they had God, and they shared with God, and they loved God, and they gave to God. Those are the things that made them happy. So you can be poor and happy. And you can also, it's not how much money you have that makes you happy, but what you do with the money that you make. There's some people who save their money, and there's some people who just throw their money away. Okay? And these people here may have troubles later on, while these gonna be prepared for later on when it's on difficult times. Happiness has nothing to do with what class you're in. Some people think that, oh, rich people are happy and poor and middle class people aren't happy because they just want to be rich. That's not true at all, Kelly. There's some people are good at faking. See these rich people right here? They got this great big fancy house and they look smiling and clean and got nice clothes. But really, sometimes these people are depressed and broke. They have no money in the bank because they spent all their money